Recording on. This is Nasir Qureshi, a Realtor Daddy from Houston, Texas. Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday, another great episode. And I am a Texas licensed real estate agent. I practice commercial and residential real estate in the state of Texas. And this show we do every Wednesday evening, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time to give value to other real estate professionals and all other interested parties. We try to bring on a special guest that somehow involves in a real estate industry one way or another, and we interview them in a casual setting so we all can learn from them and get some value information from them. And this is a great attempt that I'm getting good feedback from many people around the world for establishing value to people. So I have a special guest today, and Mr. Gerald Rogers. Thank you for being with us, sir. Which city are you joining us from?
I'm actually calling you out of Chicago.
Chicago. Wow, fantastic. What a historical, great history in Chicago. Okay, nice, nice. And we also have in the panel another individual. Could you please identify yourself and name us where you are calling, what city you're calling from, what do you do for living, and glad to be here, that you're here. Miss Chiquita, can you tell us a little bit about yourself or what city you're?
Oh, you're talking to me. Oh, I thought you were talking to the person that's getting on.
Yes, yes. I will talk with him. Just want to introduce. Can you introduce yourself to us?
Yes, my name is Chiquita. I'm from Chicago, and I am a credit repair agent.
Fantastic. Welcome to the show. Good to have you. We have in the panel another individual. The screen name shows Angela Ortiz. Welcome to our Wisdom Wednesday. Could you please let us know your name and what do you do for a living and what city you're joining us from?
Yes, I'm Angela. I'm with Vive Realty. I am a real estate agent, and I am in Houston, Texas.
Fantastic, Miss Angela. Welcome to the Wisdom Wednesday. Good to have you.
Thank you.
So thank you so much. Mr. Gerald.
Thank you.
So I'm really, sir, happy to have you. And I'm going to make sure that you help us to help the nation with credit thing. As a realtor, and Miss Angela will agree with me, if people's credit is not good, they're not going to get loan. Okay. And then they're not going to get loan. Nothing going to happen for them. There's a no check from you as well. Okay. So you are in a very important seat tonight, my friend. So please educate us. So let's begin with Gerald Rogers. Where Gerald Rogers is from, a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? Who you are, sir?
Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that warm introduction, that warm welcome. So it's so good to connect with you. And let me give it back to you before I even get started going on about me. I've seen your amazing leadership. You know, I've even seen some of your growth. I know you had a lot of success in the network marketing space and as a realtor. So it's an honor for me to be on here and share this platform with you. And I'm really excited to get some good value. And a little bit about me, guys, that are on this call, just so we're not complete strangers. I got started with my credit restoration journey in 2019, right? And this journey was special because when I got started, not only did I started to repair my credit and started to get on a good journey and a path to that, I wanted to help others. My credit score was a 470 at the time. And before that, you know, I was a merchant marine for 10 years, traveled the world, became a chef, made really great money, but I wasn't a good steward of my money, and I made bad decisions with my money. You know, I was a single dad, hit rock bottom with my two daughters. I was in a Section 8. Now watch this, guys. I was in a Section 8 housing project in my hometown, Baltimore, Maryland. I was getting linked. We called it food stamps when I was growing up, Nasir. So
Yeah.
low income housing project, and my parents really gave me a lot of value growing up, a lot of life hacks, especially my mom was an accountant, but this was just me being hard headed and made some bad decisions with my money, like I mentioned. So when I came across this company, it was the best time of my life, and I made the best decision to get started. And like I said, my credit score is a 470. I had an eviction. I had 2 repossessions on there and just some miscellaneous negative items that were harming my credit profile. The young lady on the call here now, Chiquita Howard, she actually signed me up. She got me started. She put a post up on social media. I got going. And long story short, my credit score from a 470 to a 750, right? And I was able to relocate out of Baltimore, got out of that drug infested neighborhood, and I was able to get into the west suburbs of Chicago, outside of Chicago City, got my buying power back, and I started to actually be a resource in my community. I actually grew a team in several different states. We expanded, and I did all of that under Chiquita Howard's leadership, and I got not only a business partner out the deal, I got an amazing, beautiful lady as well.
Fantastic. So I like your story, man, and I follow you, Gerald, on the Facebook too. One thing I notice about you, and that has a lot to do with reaching out to you to be part of my show, is I have to give it up to you, and I have to respect you for your positive energy and attitude, man. It's incredible. You are a very charismatic person. You are a giver. You give energy to the people, okay? And your leadership is excellent. And I'm looking forward for my viewers to get that some nuggets from you. So let's dive right in, okay? It is my understanding and my personal opinion that most of the Americans, okay, don't quote me on that, 80-90% of Americans living in America have challenge with credit score, okay? Most of the Americans. Would you agree that most of the people in America has issues with credit, their credit? Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. They've stated that statistically, they say over 100 million Americans don't have a 700 credit score. This is very true.
Right. Okay. So now, uh, let's assume, put ourselves in a position of an average layperson who's out there going to watch this video on YouTube 3 months, 6 months, 9 months from now on. And for whatever reason, they want to fix their credit. In fact, I have like 7 or 8 clients right now. They're working on this, fixing their credit, okay? What would be the starting point for an average American who knows that their credit is bad and they want to do something about it? What is that first step that person should take, please?
Well, that's a good question, Nasir. And first off, acknowledging, hey, look, I have less than perfect credit. When you acknowledge something, then you can get on a path to get to the solution. And the solution is knowing your rights. A lot of people don't understand consumer law. We can get into that later. But for my company, for example, what we do is we're going to leverage the Fair Credit Reporting Act, right? So the first thing they'll do is they'll activate, and how they activate that is to where we're gonna pull everything that's reporting negative, obsolete, erroneous, everything that's bad on that credit profile. We're going to dispute that with all 3 major credit bureaus. That's Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, right? And a lot of people don't know that. Well, hey, it's in my name, Gerald. What do I do? How do I get that removed? Well, it's your legal right. This was passed by Congress in 1971, and it's called the Fair Credit Reporting Act. That's the first step.
First step, okay. So pull the credit report, and also this about the credit repair and getting the credit report. There are so many companies that are actually not even legit, okay? I recommend my clients annualcreditreport.com, was just one free annual credit report. Other than that, I don't trust anybody. So could you please touch up on resources for average person to know where they can securely and safely pull their credit report so they can do something about it? What are the, can you give us some resources where they can safely and securely pull their credit history?
Well, you have like, free annualcreditreport.com, but also recently, like Credit Sesame, some of those guys have, come under fire for reporting accuracy. It's why I'm so blessed to have the services that I offer for my clients. It's a huge resource because we partnered up with Allstate, and identity theft protection that they have is pretty awesome. So we're going to actually pull that credit for them. Other than
Okay.
like I mentioned, the free annualcreditreport.com, if you want to be super safe and super precautious with your information out there, we definitely have Allstate. So it's protected and it's totally legit.
Can you tell us a little bit about your company, or you have a portal? You're welcome to share the screen on Zoom with us. So can you tell us where people can go to, or your company, or you have a website or portal or something? You have a link or something that you may want to share with the people and the viewers?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So I couldn't get on. Unfortunately, I couldn't get on my laptop. It was loading up really slow.
You
I
can
had to get
tell
on my
me, and
phone.
you can spell it out, or you can tell me, and
Sure.
I will share my screen for the viewers. Okay,
Okay,
if
no
that is comfortable
problem.
with.
Absolutely. And one thing I like about this is that we're completely transparent. And
You can send
I
me
have,
on the Facebook Messenger your link,
okay,
and I'll pick it up and share my screen for the viewer. So that way, if people wants to contact you and your website, they will have that. I can share that with the viewers in the future. Okay,
that's
that they
beautiful.
can look.
Thank you so much. Let me grab that quickly. Yeah, we're
Sure.
very transparent. So the thing I like the most in this series that I have an education company. So we want to educate our clients
Right.
foremost, even before they
There
become
is no
clients.
financial literacy in the school, right?
No, not at all. I went to school in Baltimore. So we learned sexual education, science, things you needed. But when we started adulting and lifing, we definitely needed financial literacy for sure.
Right.
Yes, sir. Let me copy that link and I'll send that right to you.
Yes, sir. Now, some people they ask me this question to make sure to ask you this, that are there any some tricks in illegal ways, in a right, correct ways, that we can boost, or somebody can jack up their credit score fast or something like that? Are you familiar with some of those things? Have you ever heard of that?
Absolutely. I got a few credit hacks, for your audience. I just sent that over to you as well, my link in the series.
Okay,
Should
let
be
me
loading.
keep on
Okay.
sharing with us, and I'll try
Okay.
to pick it up. Got it. Yeah.
So one of the good things about being able to boost your credit score, just knowing how to leverage your credit, understanding your rights. Again, this wasn't taught to us, right? So I tell people, first off, you want to pay your bills on time all the time. Paying your bills on time all the time over time is going to help boost your score as well. And that equals out to 35% of your score. Okay. Also, here's the biggest hack that people don't know about. When you have a credit card, well, they base your utilization. So you don't want to go over 30% utilization. That's very important. I say stay under 10%, right? So for example, if you have, just say someone who had less than perfect credit, right, they got bad credit, and they get a secure credit card, $200 to start with my company, right? So you don't want to spend no more than, I would say, $20 a month on that card. This will help boost your score. This will help show that you're credit responsible, right? And then also making 2 payments a month. Most folks, unfortunately, think that credit cards are bad. Well, that's because you don't know how to leverage it. I can show you that. So the good thing is, instead of paying one bill a month or one payment a month, that equals out to what, 12 payments a year? So you pay on the 15th and the 30th, that's 2 payments a month, that's 24 payments a year. That'll help also boost your score as well. That's a really good hack.
Good. And in your professional opinion, an average person, how many credit cards they should have, or they should not have a credit card at all? Some people are of the opinion don't have credit card at all. Some people say you gotta have at least 2 line of credit if you're building your credit or something. What's your opinion on that? And let me know, Roger, that when you want me to share your website, I have it up. I can share, and I will share with it, and we're gonna still be able to talk, so you can guide us through your website. Could you answer that question, please? Do you
For sure.
recommend people to have credit cards or not?
For sure, I do. But it's two things with that. It's a really great question, by the way. Um, Money discipline is very important. Learning how to become a good steward of your money. He who is not disciplined will not never see any success. Will never see any success, right? That's one thing. Be disciplined and be a good steward of your money. Now, once you get access to the credit cards, knowing how to leverage that credit card is really important, because 10% of your credit score is based on a good credit mix. That you got some revolving credit, you're paying off some loans, which is really good, because it's going to show that you're credit responsible as well. So having a good mix of credit and you're paying your bills on time, over time, you're going to get access to higher limits. And here's another thing: we do help folks get business credit as well. We have an excellent personal credit can leverage you for business credit. That's another conversation, but that's a good mix of credit is a really good important part of your score. And if you don't have a good mix of credit, that's not a good look to a lender, just so you guys know.
Perfect. Let me share your website, okay?
Oh, thank you, thank you. And
No
it's very
problem.
informational, very informative as well.
Okay, you can keep on sharing with us, talk, and then while people are able to see. So this is your website, correct?
Yes, so it may
You,
be,
okay, let me see.
sometimes it does that. I don't know if it's a secure line. You should be on a secure line.
No problem. You can get back with me on that.
Okay, no issue at all. Yeah, so here's another thing. I'll give you
You're
guys
welcome
another.
to give a shout out of your number or website, so you can. I will ask that at the end of the session as well. If someone
Okay,
wants to contact you about the credit repair, uh, how they contact you.
for sure, for sure, for sure. So I'll give you guys another bonus caveat. Inquiries is based on 10% of your credit. So people wonder why their score goes down, because when they have less than perfect credit, say you got a credit score under 680, or you got like a 600, for example, and you're applying for something, those inquiries can bring your score down 50 to 150 points. So now your score is getting lower just from applying, because now it's going to be a hard pull on your credit. That's why when we have customers that come in and they're getting started activating their services with me, I tell them don't apply for anything, because right now it's going to be a hard pull on your credit. That's calculated at 10% of your credit score. Is going to bring a score down dramatically. But now when your score starts to rise up, then you can apply for certain things and get increases, or get access to more credit cards. You can get actually a larger credit limit as well. So that's really, really, really important people to know that.
Great. So I know it's hard to tell this, that how long does it take for a person to see some results that are working with you, because everybody's circumstances are different, right? Someone could be single, someone could be married, someone could have not that bad credit, someone could have bad, super bad credit, and someone might need little work, some might need a lot of work. So that's a very hard question to answer. I get that, but can you just give it knowing that and having said that, on average, your credit repair clients, and how long after working with you and your company, they start seeing some good results, um, or some kind of change in their credit? Yeah.
Well, that's a very good question. I had a young lady sign on with me a couple years ago. I'll tell her story. and she had a bankruptcy and she had student loans on her profile. And within 90 days, leveraging our services, she was able to get that bankruptcy removed. And here's a credit myth. A lot of people don't understand this because they think that, oh, wow, I got to file bankruptcy. When you file bankruptcy, it stays in your credit profile for 7 to 10 years. I tell people never file bankruptcy. It is your right to dispute anything that's reported, inaccurate, or even if it is accurate, you can dispute it, right? And a lot of times, these creditors sell your information to other companies, and that new company that's now furnishing your private, confidential information that shouldn't even be shared. That's a violation of your consumer rights. They don't have any proof or anything that you sign saying that that is your debt. This is why we dispute it so aggressively. And in 3 months, she was able to get her student loans removed, and she got that bankruptcy removed off her credit profile. Because even if you pay that bankruptcy and you wait 7 to 10 years, guess what? It's still reporting negative. You still got to get it removed anyway off your credit profile. A lot of folks don't know that. That's very powerful.
Are you guys affordable?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I know a lot of people. I mean, I hear so many horror stories, Nasir, where people have paid $1,500, $2,000 for credit repair. And, this person working out of some shack somewhere in their grandma's basement is leveraging their money, and they only got 1 or 2 items deleted. And so I've seen that. I've heard a lot of these horror stories, and our company is very, very affordable.
Okay, thank you. And the pricing is customized, given to them after the consultation, obviously.
Well, so we have one price. So let me say this. So other than credit restoration, some of the tools we have to help folks be good stewards of their money, we have like budgeting. We have a budgeting tool, which is really great. We have a savings goal. Most folks don't have a savings goal. The budgeting tool is so important because I've seen folks, okay, I want to get my credit repair for a big purchase, a home or a car. We got a realtor on the line, right? They want to get a purchase. They get the home. Guess what? 6 months later, their credit is shot again. Why? Because they haven't implemented any new money habits like budgeting, having a savings goal. We offer that. We have a network calculator, right? I mean, Jay-Z and Beyonce have a network. We talk about theirs, but not yours. We have identity protection. We have Rocket Lawyer, which is pretty cool. So if you want to come in and get business credit, you have Rocket Lawyer now to get an LLC, S Corp, or a C Corp. Okay, identity theft. We have so many other things other than just a credit repair. We also have credit monitoring. So now you can download an app. You can monitor your credit 24/7. We have the dark web. So if anyone that's a tech person that's hacking people's information, we're going to get that from the dark web, report it to you with an alert immediately. So for we have 12 tools and services, by the way. So for all of that to activate, it's $179. And it's an $89 a month subscription. Now, we don't hold our clients. It's non-contractual. They can opt out anytime once they're satisfied. I do recommend they stay at least 4 to 6 months. Why is this important? Because it took me almost half of a lifetime to trash my credit. And so I knew I wasn't expecting a miracle coming in, but I was able to see some really good results in a short period of time. Everybody's a case by case.
Yeah, it's a lot of value. So I want to remind our panel that this is an open mic forum. You're welcome to ask any questions to Mr. Gerald Rogers or me. Miss Angela, if you don't mind, I'll engage you a little bit too. As being a real estate agent here in Texas, did you had some kind of a challenges with your prospects and clients with their credit issues, or I'm the only realtor in Texas is having that?
Yeah. So there's been a couple of clients, and that's kind of why I joined this meeting today. Is I've had a couple of clients that their credit scores are in the 400s, and we're in a situation where they really wanted to buy a home, and we just couldn't get them approved with it. So, there's only so much that the lenders can do as far as like saying, okay, well, as far as advising on credit. So if it's in the 400s, they usually advise, okay, well, they need to get somebody that can help them repair their credit. Nowadays, people don't know where to go for that. it's hard to find a legitimate company that's not just going to take your money and not do anything with it. And I have some personal family members as well that are right now going through the process of trying to fix their credit so that they can buy a house at the end of the year. So yeah, it's been a little challenging as a realtor. I do have those clients where we're trying to help right now. So it would be good to kind of look into your company a little bit further and try to help them as well, because I do have a couple clients right now that I can, refer and try to get them where they need to be so that they can purchase a house. I have heard a couple of questions like, as far as bankruptcy and things like that. So I'm glad that you covered that topic.
Yeah.
And so it leads them to renting temporarily because of that. And people just don't want to throw away their money like that. They want to actually invest in something that they're able to benefit from in the future. So and let me ask you a question. Does the student loans have a big impact on credit?
Yes, they do, because they show. I mean, again, if you're going to a lender to make a purchase like a home, for example, or get a line of credit, it just makes you look, like someone who's negligent or irresponsible, right? So we do advise people pay their student loans because this is a government loan, obviously. So we'll get that. We'll help with the removal process of that loan. We still recommend that they pay on it, but at least it can be removed off their profile, so they're not looking bad, to a lender when they're trying to close on a home. Their credit is like squeaky clean when they want to go through that process, if that makes sense.
Okay. And how about vehicles? If they have vehicles on their loan, because I know you mentioned earlier it's good to pay like the credit cards twice a month, as far as the balances. What about vehicles? If you have a certain payment per month, let's say it's $600, is it beneficial to pay 300 2 weeks and then the other 300 the next 2 weeks to complete that total payment? Would that help the credit at all?
Absolutely, because that's going to there's a payment history and how it reports. It's going to report as two payments, although the loan hasn't changed. It didn't go up or go down, but it's looking like that person's paid twice. So that is calculated into that and how it's reported. So that actually would help them actually see an increase in their credit score over time if they're making 24 payments a year opposed to 12 monthly payments a year. If that makes sense. Good question.
Okay, good. Thank
That's
you.
a good one, Mr. Gerald. Great question and a great golden nugget that I picked up from you today.
Yes,
That's
sir. Can I add
awesome.
this? If
Please,
you don't mind, if
please
I can
go ahead.
add, just to go piggyback on what you were saying,
Your show, sir. Go ahead.
Angela, and thanks for being brave and coming on this channel and to speak with us today. But I want to also say, first off, one of the biggest pains that a realtor has is not being able to get to the closing table. And so, I partnered up with some realtors from EXP, and helped them out with their clients as well. So the company that I'm an ambassador for, they've been around for 20 plus years. They're a trusted company. They know what they're doing. They're very aggressive and even help their customers customize their letters. So we have an attorney working on their behalf at no additional charge. This is powerful. So they're not writing their own letters. We're going to do that for them. So they're just leveraging a really great company. And again, it's case by case, but we're going to work with them and help them, get going. So typically when someone like yourself, for example, refers your clients to me, I go above and beyond. I like to get those clients on a Zoom call, like how we're on right now, and actually give them some credit hacks, that give them some opportunities to be able to, talk about maybe their financial needs analysis. So that way they can get good credit and keep good credit. So we actually want to love on your people when you send them to us.
Awesome. Excellent. Okay, great. Yeah, that's some great information. I do need to get, all the details before the Zoom meeting is over so that, we
Yeah,
can keep communication and.
Gerald, what is your contact information? You are welcome to shout it out, put in a text message in the chat box, or share with us your contact information, how viewers now or in the future in the YouTube can contact you, sir.
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity. That is going to be, I'll give you my number, and you can text me. You can text credit to 443-810-3561. Text credit, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Okay. Tax credit to, what's the number again?
443
443
810-3561.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And
Thank you.
You're welcome.
for the attendees and the viewers of this show, Wisdom Wednesday, on my promotional flyer, I have promised my best-selling book in Amazon called How to Sell Your House Fast and 53 Tips for that, and come to hassle-free selling process. It's my book published in Amazon, and I offer that as a gift, a free ebook copy of that to all the attendees for this show. And please connect with me on the QR code that you see on my virtual background. You can scan that and it'll lead to my digital business card, and I'll get an email about you. I'll send you a free ebook copy for attending my show as my gift to you. And also my digital business card for the future reference is 1minute.today is a website, 1 minute spelled out, 1minute.today. And you'll come to my business card and all the information about me, my link tree, everything. I'll get an email once you connect with me, and I'll send you a free ebook copy of my best-selling book on Amazon as my appreciation and thank you for being on the show. So, Mr. Rogers, you also, it is my understanding that if someone wants to do like a side gig, okay, to make extra money, and you also help with that and things like this. If someone wants to make some extra money on a part-time basis, make money from home, um, does your agency or either you help with that?
That's a really great question. Absolutely, we do, and I want to say this too to even give a nice gold star boost in my answer. We know that the silent income killer is inflation. Right? How do we get around inflation? Making more income. So this is really good, especially for realtors. In your case, Miss Angela, because the great thing is we like to partner on realtors. Why? Because hey, you can send your clients to me. I can get paid for helping them, right? But you can also get paid for helping them, making money on the front end and on the back end. So you'll obviously get a commission for closing, and you'll help those clients get their credit restored as well. So this is really great. And so we see a lot of realtors coming into our company, a lot of tax professionals coming into our company. Why? Because they're already talking to people. When I first got started, it took me, because I didn't have any sales skills. I was horrible at selling. I was horrible building relationships back in 2019. I was a chef, a guy from Baltimore. I had to really learn these skills, and it really took me a good while. Honestly, it took me 6 months before I can get a customer. But did I quit? No. I said I need to learn the skills. I want to become a millionaire. Am I a millionaire in my skill set? No. So I kept learning. But someone like an Angela coming in already talking to people, already talking about credit, and it's not that sensitive because they know they need to have great credit. This is a little bit more or less challenging for you than it would be for me.
Gerald,
That
man,
sounds,
go ahead, please, Angela. Were you saying something?
I was saying that sounds great. I would like some more information about that.
Yes. So, Miss Angela, you are welcome to leave your contact in the chat box. Okay, so we'll have it,
Okay.
and send me an email. I'll connect it to Mr. Gerald Rogers. Okay,
Great. Thank you.
Gerald, man, I have to ask you this, man, and give it to me all you can. I love your positive energy. Where does that come from? And the attitude, where does that come from? And what's the story behind that? You are a good soul, brother. I like you as a human to human. Really, you're a good person. Always, I follow you. And what's the story behind your positivity and positive energy? What's up? What's up with that?
Well, thank you, sir. And I'm really touched by that comment. I appreciate it.
Keep it up, man. Great work. We need more humans like that on planet. Trust me.
Thank you. And one good soul recognizes another one. So
Thank
I
you.
recognize you too, brother. I see you doing great works, and I'm definitely overjoyed and honored to be here today. And I'm definitely going to support your book. You can send me that privately too. I want to support you as well, like you're supporting me. Let me on your platform and share my info. So for me, to answer your question, I've been beat down by life. Like I tell people all the time, you're not going to get out of life unscathed. You're not going to get out of this thing. It's like walking through the woods at night. You should expect to get scratched up by a thorn. But you get out of those woods, you're going to see it's going to be sunlight at the end of that journey for you. And I realized that being negative before didn't help me out. It just kept me attracting negative circumstances and the difficulty. Where here now, I understand that I'm more positive. Life didn't get any easier. I just, like Jim Rohn said, I just became better, right? And that's the main
Right.
thing.
So, can you still hear me? Well,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Jim Rohn, you mentioned, yeah, I'm a student of Jim Rohn as well. I listen.
Aha.
Do you do like, because I wrote a book on mindset, right? Bulletproof Mindset for Network Marketing. It's on Amazon. So I love the mindset, and there's a lot of study work. Mindset is very, very important in anything. And I know our conversation, I believe that positive mindset and a strong mindset requires in everything that we do, every single thing, whether it's especially in a real estate business, because we have to work independently and work and do, produce activities and make a check, give value to clients, things like that. Is there something that you do on daily basis and when to keep your positive mindset, or learn? Do you do something on a daily basis? Something, can you give some tips and values to our viewers? Thank you.
Absolutely. No, thank you. No, I'm glad to always give some nuggets and give some jewels. That's a good question because I mean, Jim Rohn and Brian Tracy trains on it. These are two big morning guys. Jim Rohn said the morning is like the canvas for your day. How you start your day is gonna dictate how your day ends up finishing, right? So for me, I do a morning ritual every morning. I get up and I do, and Chiquita's right here. She sees what I do every morning. I do my yoga in the morning to get my mind and my body synced together. I do 150 push-ups every morning to get that cognitive function and get that blood flowing in the brain. I'm going to need that later on in the day. Then I write down 10 things I'm grateful for. I may put a motivational video on, and I get into gratitude. Why? Because I don't know what's coming my way. I don't know what's going to hit me in my day. Sometimes you get some news that'll hit you like a Mack truck, maybe a death in the family. Lost my cousin 6 months ago, right?
Sorry.
So thank you. So being in gratitude, it keeps me as I'm on my path to be the first multiple seven-figure earner in my family. It keeps me grateful for what I have right now. A lot of people waiting to be happy later. Be happy now. That's the secret. As Rhonda Brown wrote in her book, The Secret, right? And also too, I look at my goals. I visualize myself accomplishing my goals. Then I meditate. I'm reading a book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And he says that when you see yourself in another reality, you become a quantum creator. You become the observer because you can see it there. And now you start to do the things it takes to actually pull that into the reality now. That means it also exists. It's very powerful. So I start my day like that. So whatever, comes to me, whatever happens, I'm equipped to deal with it. I got my spiritual body armor on. Okay.
Good. Meditation, reading, definitely you are doing some efforts, right? Towards, and that's why I can tell that, you always have a great positive mindset. So, so you are a father as well.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
That was a journey in and of itself. Speaking of having a rock solid mindset, I have a 15-year-old daughter from Guam. Her mom's from Guam, and I have a 22-year-old daughter. She was born in Virginia. So I from two different women. So I wind up getting custody of both of them. I got custody of one when she was 5, of my youngest, and my oldest one I got custody of her when she was 10. Just tumultuous situations with the mom, going to court, it was nasty court battle, and becoming a dedicated and committed father. It's one of the best things I've ever done in my life. Raising girls. We know that girls are 10 times better with a dad. Having a dad is like a cheat code to life when you're a girl coming into a woman. So it's been an amazing journey, and everything I do is for them. They're my why. They're my why. So
Yeah, beautiful, brother. I have 2 daughters myself, right? And they're in the house, and that's how this name came up, a realtor daddy, so
ah,
I was daddy already, okay? And then when I got my real estate license, they say realtor, and then daddy, say realtor daddy. So then people like it, and the friends, neighbors, this and that, and then I had to request state of Texas to make it legal because realtors are very uh, um, sensitively or importantly required to advertise in a particular government approved way. Okay. So I had to request the state of Texas track. Is that okay for me? So, and we have to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And we got it approved as my nickname, Realtor Daddy. So it's government. So big daddy. Um, I can certainly relate to you, and I'd appreciate that. And so what I'm getting is if someone start working with you and hiring your service for credit repair, and they're serious about it, in 3 to 4 months or max 3 to 6 months, they can see some significant results, huh?
absolutely, especially if they well for me when they join and they enroll and activate the services, I check on them a week by week basis. I'm their credit coach. I make sure they activate all the services because I have a good record of making sure my clients win. So I'm going to do everything it takes them to win. I don't just sign them up and now you don't see me again. I want to make sure I'm coaching you. We have a roadmap and game plan for their success on all they should be doing to make that a reality for them having great credit. So one thing I want to say too, one huge thing I want to give you guys, if you
Please go
go to
ahead.
Google, this is a really good hack for your listeners now and future listeners. Code 15 US code 1681 S2, right? This is consumer law. So pretty much uh, for example, when I had Renter Center back in 2006, you heard of Renter Center, I'm sure. I think they're still in business. Rented some furniture because of bad money habits. I couldn't pay it. And so, obviously it went on my credit, got reported. Now, come to find out through consumer law and my consumer rights, I didn't know about, and they certainly weren't going to tell me, Nasir, they were going to help me out and tell me this, is that when you have someone who a creditor like a creditor like Rent a Center, they are now considered a furnisher your information. And in that small print, you always sign a confidentiality agreement with this creditor who holds your information. So that means if you have a late payment or it goes delinquent, they're not supposed to report that to the credit bureau. Although it's your mess, right? But that's between you and the renter center. That's between me and the renter center. That's our business, not the world or not anyone that's going to be looking at my credit. A lot of folks don't know that, and that is a violation of your consumer right. That should be moved right away and aggressively.
Very good. Positive information. I'm a little bit under the weather, but I did not want to cancel the show. And let's talk about, I promise in my flyer that scams, there are a lot of scams on the name of credit repair. or some credit related industry, how can a viewer or an American be careful with not to get in the wrong hands in the credit industry? Can you touch up on that in our last 14 minutes window that we are in now? Can you touch up on the negatives, that how to avoid and protect being harmed in the credit industry or credit repair industry, please?
Okay, that's a really good question. And I'm gonna say that I'm really proud to be a part of my company, because what we do is, we ensure our clients are in good hands by showing them that they're a company that we're a company, sorry, that they can rely on. So what happens is, a lot of times people don't understand that most companies, for example, I'm not gonna bash anyone, I'm not shaming any companies, I don't do that. But Lexington Law, for whatever reason, we know some people know the reason. I won't say them on here. They're not able to practice credit for the next 10 years. So they were our only competition, Lexington Law. Now they're out of the game. So we really have no competition. And I recommend the clients looking into the background of the company. Who have they helped? How long have they been in business? We've been in business now for 20 years, and we helped a lot of people become homeowners, especially. So that's the thing. You want to see the background of the company and who they've actually helped. And some people who are private credit repair agents, those are the ones I would really watch out for, because they're not scaling themselves on a larger scale, right? And so a lot of these guys will typically promise you, especially look out for this big scam. I'll give you a fast credit increase. Well, first off, depending on who you're talking to, people have less than perfect credit or bad credit for 10 years or more all their lives. So you're not going to make a miracle. So first off, you want to get with a company that's realistic with you, going to have you follow the process, trust the process, especially if you're going to enroll with our company. We're going to educate you along the way. When you see the sincerity of the company, they got a background, they're reliable, that's the company you want to partner with. Anyone making some promises, or they got some things they can do for you, some magic tricks, that's where the scams are going to lie for you.
Gerald, appreciate that, man. I even had a client that we could not get her pre-approved, and she came across some information, a website. I don't recall their name and none of that right now. They were talking about, and they made it really look nice, okay, that by law, according to such and such law, they actually are able to help create another social security number or type of number.
Oh, wow.
Yes, yes. And they're charging people for that. And they build a credit on a different social security number. Okay. And they had in writing that by a certain loophole in the law, they can create another social security number. Okay. And build credit on that, and you show that to get loans and this and that. My client was like, "What do you think? Is this legit?" I said, "Totally not legit, illegal. Stay away from that. This is a new social security number. Are you kidding me?" So there are some companies. One thing that I also noticed, that there are private companies that they have made their websites just exactly look alike, like government website. Okay. The look alike. So we also want to make sure when they go on a website, make sure it's a correct website. So we are in last 5 or 6 minutes of our show. And this tip that I want to give it to you is that making sure that the website is correct. Any advice that you want to give to, please?
So I would definitely say this. Anyone that's listening, that's on here now, or a future listener, one thing I'll say is that having bad credit, it's not the end of the world. I've had bad credit. It's most people have bad credit, so you're not the only one. And I would say the best thing you can do is just get started. In order to become great, in order to become great credit, to have great credit, is to just get started and really trust in the process. And also start to become a great steward of your money, And here's a really good hack outside of credit. Because again, I find people with these credit repair companies, they don't really teach them about how to budget their money. So we have Angela on the call. I would love to follow up with you so we can talk about how we can help your clients together, partner up as a team. And I would tell people, like I have, 3 bank accounts: one for spending, one for saving, and one for investment capital. So my spending account is done, for my income, then I don't spend anymore. But I don't tap into my savings account. I don't tap into my investment account. And I recommend people at least save 10% of their paycheck every time they get paid, up until you have at least 6 months to a year of your living expense. Now, I wouldn't save any more of that, because unless you have a high interest savings account, you save any more of that. I mean, obviously, with inflation, your dollar doesn't have the same buying power next year that it'll have this year. I'll take that money and put it into an investment capital. So now you can make your money, make more money, make your money have babies. That's a powerful tool. So learn financial strategies, learn how to be a good steward of your money, and learn financial literacy. This is going to be very, very powerful as you start to get on a journey of getting a great credit score that you can pass down to your children through being an authorized user on your profile. Okay.
Great advice. Thank you so much. On our next show, next Wednesday, we have a special guest lined up out of Dallas, Texas, representing a big title company. And she is specializing in a different way of closing as an escrow officer when it comes to Islamic financing, residential and commercial. It's a very unique niche, and many title officers and escrow officers are not familiar with that kind of financing and closing in title. And I was very fortunate to be able to get in touch with her and ask her to come on our next show. Escrow officer that is very well versed in Islamic financing and Islamic closing process as an escrow officer. Miss Angela, I want to thank you, and Miss Chiquita, I want to thank you also for being here with us in the panel discussions. And please support this humble little effort. I'm nobody special. I'm not a celebrity or YouTuber and things like that. I'm still learning about this thing, but I do believe in one thing: giving value to people and putting the information out and just making a little difference. So thank you for being on Wisdom Wednesday show, and look forward for the next Wisdom Wednesday show. This show or recording on YouTube is on Realtor Daddy, and please share, subscribe, and thank you so much, and have a good night. Thank you, Mr. Gerald. Bye-bye.
You're
Have a good
welcome.
one.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
both so much as well.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Right, guys.